Hey foodies, and welcome to Cooking with Kiana. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my garlic and herb oven roasted turkey. If you guys want a juicy, crispy, and super flavorful turkey, this is the perfect recipe for you. Trust me, you will impress the whole family on Thanksgiving. Now without further ado, let's jump right in and get started. So here are all the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this recipe. Keep in mind, I will have the full recipe with a list of everything that I've used with correct measurements listed in the description box below. So just make sure you go ahead and check that out. I will also have a bonus recipe on how to make a gravy out of your turkey dripping. So definitely make sure you guys check out that description box. So first I'm going to start off by making my herb oil. What you want to do is get 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. To that you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of herbs de Provence and 1 tablespoon of chives. Now you can use fresh chives or you can use the frozen ones like I'm using. Okay, now I'm going to go in with about 1/2 of a Maggi bouillon cube, and I'm using the chicken flavor. This is going to give your turkey so much additional flavor. Not only that, it's going to make those turkey drippings taste so delicious. Alright, so now that we're done with our herb oil, we're going to go ahead and pat down our turkey. Of course, you want to go ahead and wash that off first and get rid of those giblets inside the cavity. Today I'm going to be using a 15-pound turkey. So to prep it, I'm just going to go ahead and use a butter knife to loosen up that skin. You can use your hands. Now I'm just going to go in with that herb oil and I'm going to make sure I pour that inside of the skin. You want to make sure all parts of this turkey is covered in herb oil. So now I'm going to open up that skin again, but this time I'm going to go in between the breasts and the legs, and I'm going to make sure I do that on both sides. And then of course you're going to go in with your hands, give it a good rub down. Make sure you get the front, hit the wings, make sure you get the skin as well. You just want your turkey to be covered in that herb oil. Okay, so now we're gonna get started with our seasonings. Here I have some garlic powder, some onion powder, complete seasoning, garlic and herb seasoning, accent, and black pepper. Now if you want to, you could freestyle and add any seasoning of your choice. These are just the seasonings that I choose to use. Now just like with the oil, I'm just gonna make sure I get underneath that skin, make sure I rub that seasoning in. Make sure I get under the thighs. Make sure I add some seasoning in that cavity as well because that is important. Then I'm just gonna go in with my hands and rub that as well. And you just want to make sure you rub all parts of the chicken and make sure you get seasoning everywhere. So of course you're gonna flip it over and you're gonna season the back as well. Making sure you get the back of the wings. Make sure you really rub the back. Make sure every part of the chicken is rubbed in that seasoning. Alright, so now that we're done seasoning our turkey, we're just going to go ahead and flip that over and add in 1 stick of butter underneath the skin. And I just use my hand from the outside just to push it up because I want to push it up directly into that breast because that's the part of the turkey that is normally the driest. But you also want to put a couple of pieces inside of the leg as well. Alright, so now the last step is just go ahead and stuff the cavity. I've stuffed mine with garlic, lemons, oranges, rosemary, thyme, sage, dill, marjoram, and please don't skip this step. It's going to give your turkey so much additional flavor. It's just going to season it from the inside out. So now that I'm finally done preparing my turkey, I'm just going to go ahead and truss the turkey legs together. Now get your roasting pan, add your carrots, celery, and onions. This is going to act as a cooling rack. So we're just going to go ahead and season up our veggies. I'm going to be using some Old Bay and some complete seasoning, and then I'm just going to drizzle a generous amount of olive oil. Now we're going to go ahead and add our turkey. Make sure we tuck those wings underneath and we are all good to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that lid to cover that up, and we're going to pop this in a 325-degree oven for an hour. Just so we can go ahead and add in a cup of cooking wine so we can get rid of all that fond at the bottom and add in that additional flavor. Pop that back in the oven on 325. Making sure we baste it every hour. So altogether, we're going to be cooking this turkey for about 4 hours. Now, once it has been 3 hours, we're going to go ahead and remove that turkey and we're going to baste it one more time. The only difference is when we put it back in the oven, we are going to make sure it is uncovered and we're going to crank that heat up to 425. So now that my turkey is done, I just went ahead and moved it to a cooling rack just so it could cool off faster. And do not get rid of those turkey drippings. That is flavor, okay? You can use those same turkey drippings to make a turkey gravy. I'll have a written out recipe in the description box below on how to make that. And as you can see, I'm just coating it with those turkey drippings one last time because honestly, those drippings just taste so good. I hope you guys enjoyed my easy, no-fail oven roasted turkey recipe. This turkey came out so perfect. It was just so juicy and crispy and tender. Your family will love this recipe. That is why I have the full recipe listed in the description box below so you guys can make this at home. Now let me just go ahead and cut into this so you guys can just see how juicy that turkey is. And I'm going to purposely cut into the turkey breast because we all know that is the driest part. Just look at how juicy that is. You can see the juice from underneath. Just look at that, just dripping right off of the turkey breast. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next recipe.